Welcome to the Positive Light with Yahweh's House of Praise.
These are the words of him who has the sharp, double-edged sword. I know where you live, where Satan has his throne. Yet you remain true to my name. You did not renounce your faith in me, not even in the days of Antipas, my faithful witness, who was put to death in your city where Satan lives. Nevertheless, I have a few things against you. There are some among you who hold to the teaching of Balaam, who taught Balak to entice the Israelites to sin so that they ate food sacrificed to idols and committed sexual immorality. Likewise, you also have those who hold to the teaching of the Nicolaitans. Repent, therefore, otherwise I will soon come to you, and will fight against them with the sword of my mouth. Whoever has ears, let them hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To the one who is victorious, I will give some of the hidden manna. I will also give that person a white stone with a new name written on it, known only to the one who receives it.
What's going on, everybody? Listen, with this verse, I know it's not a feel-good verse, but I want you to understand something. This verse is basically stating it's important that you get rid of the victim mentality. Get rid of that mentality that says you can't, you won't because of this, you won't do because of that. No. God already said in this verse that he knows where you're living. You're living in a place where you can get tested. You're living in a place where people can use sexual things to make you want to do stuff. Because some of us, let's just be real, you don't have no control over it. Some of you can't control your own bodies. Just one little snippet of it, you will do it. Then have you put in situations where you're worshiping idol things? Meaning that phone, the TV, the inanimate objects. God said we can't put that before him. What he's innately asking you to do is to stand tall and don't give up and don't give in. Now, necessarily, what this says is you need to be your own person. You need to be faithful. You need to be willing. With this, that means everything else does not matter. Everything else does not hold value. If you can't stand for what you believe in, if you can't stand in a position where you can grow and revert from other teachings that someone else is telling you, you can't revert from what these people are saying that you should not do and you know you shouldn't do. God says, turn away from that. Turn away from that. There's so many times in life where we fall under peer pressure. You can't fall under that. You can't fall under things that allow you to not have control. If you know that that's your weak point, don't put yourself around that. If you know drinking or something else causes you to do other actions that you should not be doing, don't put yourself in that. In the end of this, it says that you will reap benefit by just being yourself. You will reap benefit by following God. You'll reap benefit by just doing what you're supposed to. Not giving in to peer pressure. Not giving in to worship of idol things. Now, there's so many times that when you give in to idle things, you lose yourself. Is losing yourself that willing and that wanting? Because truth be told, when you can't be you, when you can't be who you are, you causing yourself to fall into condemnation of what somebody else thinks just because you want to be cool with them and giving you a victim mentality where you lose sight of who you are and go into what they believe and not what you believe. It puts you in a perspective where you are no longer being yourself. You are no longer in control. God gave you choice. Stay in control of self so that no one else can be in that position. If you stay in control and do what you're supposed to do, everything else will follow. But it's up to you to make that decision. Are you going to lead yourself, or is someone else going to do it for you? That's what a victim does. You don't follow what you want to do. You do what they want you to do. That's what a victim does. But with this, you're supposed to follow God and follow the spirit that God put in you. And knowing that you have opportunity to do the right thing. If you follow and do the right thing, everything that you're wanting will come to pass. With this, we have no excuse. With this, God is literally saying to you, hey, I know what you're going through. I know you're going to be tested. I know you're going to deal with things, but stay faithful. Do your best to do the right thing. When you fall short, get back up to it again and honor it. Okay? That's what every person has to do. When you are trying to motivate yourself and you have nothing, remember, there is somebody else there can help you go through. There's always someone else there that can help build you up, but you got to allow that. It's just like I said this morning, do you want to be the victim or do you want to be the victor? That is up to you. If you choose to have the victor's mindset, which is being able to win and keep pushing forward, you will do that. But if you don't, you will stay a victim and live in the counterparts of what someone else says and not what you say. All right? I need you to remember that. That's what this is all about. Understanding that God knows what you're dealing with. God knows where you're standing. God knows what's around you, but he wants you to stand up against it all. Stand victorious. I want you to remember, he said, I will give some of the hidden manna. I will always give that person a white stone with a new name written on it, meaning God will be willing to change your name in your atmosphere if you stay faithful and true. That means you need to have control of yourself. You need to be the master of your fate. You need to be willing to do what you have to do to succeed and go to the right place. It's up to you. Do you want to be the victim or the victor? Thank you for listening to The Positive Life with Yahweh's House of Praise.